Hello there, I'm Silly Tilly, and here's a little time lapse of the painting Forest Girl. It was over 10 hours of video, but no, I did not record the entire process. The piece took 50 hours of painting to create. During the video, I'll talk about some transformational things I've been going through. I hope you enjoy. Although this painting helped me accept myself in one way or another, which I've written about, and you can find a link to that in the description, it also caused me to identify with anxiety a bit too much, and I painted this piece back to back with another painting which did the same thing, named My Rising Spirit. But I'm so happy I recorded the process so that I can now talk about the transformational things I've been learning lately as an accumulation of getting back on my feet within the last 4 or so months since I painted it. Let's talk about anxiety attacks, crying, and healing from them. Let's be honest, still healing, but getting way better. Crying may not seem to some like something that they need to heal from, but I have done an unhealthy amount of crying in my life, and it became a harmful coping mechanism for me. So, why is crying such a bad thing? Well, it's different for everybody, but for me personally, it caused me not to be able to breathe. With extremely irregular breaths due to not being able to breathe through a stopped up nose and weird sounds coming out my mouth. Of course, this led to a stressful heart rate, loss of oxygen to my brain, causing hyperventilation and the all too familiar anxiety attack that eventually led to me believing that I didn't want to live anymore. Although I was never suicidal due to a fear of physical pain, that kind of circumstance is not something you want to be accepting of and allowing into your life as part of your personality. I never wanted to accept it, but I was constantly being told not to resist anything and to accept all the parts of myself. But through some wise words of others, I found the truth of the matter. Although acceptance can be useful and a great tool, it is in no way the answer or the path to healing from anxiety attacks. The fact that crying didn't feel good was an indicator that that was not part of my personality. It wasn't something I needed to accept about myself. The pain was an obvious indicator that I was not lining up with who I truly am and my highest self, the person I was born into this world to be. Problem is, I in no way believed that crying wasn't a part of my true personality, even though it felt so disgusting. I was under the impression that my tears were a part of my personality. Stories were told about me, and I told them about myself, stories that kept me in bondage. Stories about being a crybaby, about always crying my whole life long, about being sensitive, about my current reality. And what reason did I have to not believe them when my life was proving them to be true? My whole life I felt in complete bondage to crying. If you had asked me a month ago, do you think you'll ever stop crying nearly every day? I would have given you a hard no, with a million exclamation points after it. But how did I get out? How was I set free from anxiety attacks and the tyranny of tears? Well, it began with a generous therapist whose contact information is in the description. She gave me a free consultation call, and she changed 2 of my core beliefs within an hour of talking to me. She helped me to believe in the possibility of a life without unnecessary tears. A life of empowerment where I could choose how I react to situations, and I get to choose how I find relief. She simply just walked me through some of the things I mentioned above about pain and its indicators of non alignment with true self. Transformation took nothing more than a changed belief. I'm a new person now that I believe in the possibility that crying isn't part of my personality, that it's possible to live in a state of bliss and happiness even if things aren't going my way, even if war breaks out around me, that it's still my choice to be affected, that it's my choice how I am affected, and I get to choose how I want to feel. If there needs to be more steps than a belief change, I beg to differ. However, something that has made the process smoother, easier, and quicker are 2 things, which are kind of one and the same. One, to just say, I don't cry anymore. I don't have any need for tears. And guess what? I get permission to say that, even if I cried 2 minutes ago. That's huge. There's so much power in my words. Funny because the ego part of me is telling me even now, how dare you make this video when you had a panic attack a little over a week ago? But I'm telling you, I feel different and I'm so happy to be transformed and constantly transforming every day. And I am no fraud, no imposter. Simply a girl who's been through some stuff, and I want to share my healing process in case it helps someone. So the first thing is just say, I don't cry anymore. I don't have any need for tears, or any positive affirmation that might help you in your situation. And number two is more of the same. Do brain rewiring meditations around the issue. I made myself a recording, a meditation where I repeat things like, I don't cry anymore, and I have no need for tears, and a lot of other really powerfully affirming words. I've been listening to it every day, and I'll give it to you for free. It's only 5 minutes, but it's so powerful, and I'm already noticing its effects. There's a link to that in the description as well. But you can make your own meditation for whatever issue you're dealing with. I'm sure someone out there needs to hear this video, and even if you don't cry, it doesn't have to be about tears. The process can be applied to any belief in your life, any story someone or yourself has said about you. Power is always within ourselves. We must take our power back. How many people and stories have we given our power over to? We choose to give the power away, so we have the power to take it back. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all the things. And thank you for listening. And thank you to my teachers, experiences, and the divine orchestrator of it all. Peace to you.